up. But my name is Ellie Churchill, and I'm the senior class president.
I'm Audrey Lingen. I'm the student body vice president, and thank you so much for coming.
I'm Abhinav Rachakonda. I am the senior class vice president.
And I'm Felix. I'm the student body president this year.
Well, nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you as well. And then I'm the, like I said, I'm Caleb Phillips. I'm just nobody here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the faculty advisor for these yahoos right here. So.
Well, thank you so much for being here. It's just truly a pleasure for you to be here and to be a part of our civic engagement initiative that we're tackling this year. The purpose of these videos is that we're hopefully going to edit this, post it to our website under your name. And so when students go to our website, go check it out, they'll be able to see every candidate that's going to be on their ballot and to be able to learn information about them so more people will be comfortable going out and voting, and they'll be more educated going into the process, because we're finding some seniors don't exactly know who's on the ballot and then kind of guess when they get there or just won't go at all. So hopefully with this whole process, we'll be able to increase that voter engagement.
Cool.
So thank you so much for being a part of that.
Well,
and for the purpose of the students, obviously you're going to be watching this. We're going to ask you some questions, some things we probably already know, but for the sake of them, just answer like we don't know anything. But first off, Ms. Bray, what position are you running for, and what are your responsibilities of this position?
I am running for Travis County Commissioner, Precinct 3. And the responsibilities, I'll try to give you a short and sweet response, but it's a really interesting position. And I'm not sure how familiar everybody is with the Commissioner's Court, but think of the Commissioner's Court as the city council for the county. The judge is the mayor, and the 4 commissioners are the council members. And while municipalities such as Westlake or the city of Austin, Lakeway, Bee Cave, they have actual city council members who help the residents within those municipalities. The Travis County Commissioners take care of a lot of people, the vast majority of people that are in the unincorporated areas, which, if you're thinking about it, go at like Highway 71 between the city of Austin and the city of Bee Cave. A lot of those residents don't live in a quote unquote city. So the Travis County Commissioners Court accommodates them. Some of the things we are responsible for would be roadway construction and maintenance, sheriff's department, county treasurer and emergency services. A number of folks, I think y'all actually have some that attend are within the Westlake ISD, are in emergency services districts. And those fall under the responsibility of the commissioners to help oversee, for lack of a better word. And while they're not the sheriffs, they're not the city of Austin or Lakeway's responsibility, they're under an emergency services district. So it's kind of, if you think of it in that way, it makes a little more sense, because a lot of people think the county judge is an actual judge. And they don't have to be a judge by all means. They're just more quote unquote the mayor for Travis County. So hopefully that answered your question.
Thank you. So for this whole civic engagement project, we're really trying to up voter participation. And why is it important for students to vote, in your opinion?
I will tell you, I voted back in 1988, which is when I turned 18. I personally am of the opinion that those people who vote and participate, they're more engaged in their community. They're more, whether they agree with what's going on or not, you become part of the community. You learn about the community. And the more you vote, the more you learn, the more you become engaged. To me, the more you want to be part of your community, and not just necessarily a resident of, but you want to change your community. You want to build this road, or you want to help solve problems. It's just, it's that love of community, to me, that voting builds. Again, it doesn't matter if you vote up, down, pink, purple, it doesn't matter. Just become engaged and become educated. And you will be amazed at how much your community can give back to you when you start that process of becoming engaged. I am shocked at and blessed, for lack of a better word, for what the city of Austin, the various organizations that I have been involved with, what they have given back to me. And to me, that really started in high school when I turned 18 and I voted, and just learning and listening to others.
That's awesome. And voting for the first time is really intimidating. So what advice would you give to first-time voters? I mean, I was looking at the registration resources for everything. It's like, oh my gosh.
The League of Women Voters has a voter guide and it's a nonpartisan voter guide. It gives you some great ideas or great information about all the candidates. Go to the candidates' website. I will give you all my cell phone number, my email address. You want to call, you want to ask questions, you are welcome to call me. I will answer my phone. I will answer questions at any point in time. It may be intimidating, but it's your right. And it's awesome. I don't know. I always look at it when I see, other people, they have to have their fingers purple or they wait in line for 6 hours. And we are such an incredible community where we have that opportunity. We have that freedom to just go and elect whom we want. So I would say, get educated and read everything you can and vote for who you want and vote proudly. I know I'm sounding like a cheerleader. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. You're getting me pumped up. Why is it important to participate in local elections?
To me, local elections are where changes are made that actually affect you as community members. Yes, you have your national dialogue, you have your national conversations, but think about when and I'll use, for the city of Westlake, when the conversations were happening about the widening of BK Road or 2244. If residents hadn't gotten involved and had those conversations with either TxDOT or their local representatives, y'all wouldn't have gotten a roadway project that you can be proud of. And I know that's kind of a specific thing, but I can speak for me within the city of Austin. When I go and speak in front of my council members during council meetings, or I go and speak to them, as council representatives about a project, I think it's just critical that you want to do all that. And I think it's important that that allows you to learn about what your city is doing, the nitty and the gritty about what your city is doing, from taxes to bus stops to roadway projects. It just really allows you that opportunity to understand what's going on in your community.
So why are you running for why are you running for the office that you're running for?
It's a good question. I am a native Austinite. I've been here since I told you, 88. I have been here since 1969. I was born and raised here. I went to at the time, your rival high school across the river, Austin High. I was a fighting fuzzball. But I have a deep, deep, deep love for my community, both Travis County, all parts of it, city of Austin. I really love it. And some of the things that I have been involved with, such as the extension of the extension of Highway 45 Southwest, the infighting that happened with that, where we have gone as a community, I just feel that in order to make a difference, I need to run. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of thoughts. And I don't like the direction that our community is headed right now. That's not to say there's not some good things, but in a general sense, I just think we're headed down a one-way path that unless we have a variety of views, not saying anything's right or anything's wrong, but just multiple opinions and views in which to create the best possible ideas for the community. I just think we're not headed down that path. And that to me is a critical issue for the community. I'm a transportation engineer. I'm a land planner. I've seen this community change from roadways and land use. And I would love to help move our community in the direction that we would like to go.
Yeah, speaking on that a little bit, how is your background and like your past experiences prepared you for like this job?
I would say my background and past experiences, I have been speaking in front of county commissioners, municipalities all throughout Travis County, the state legislature. I have been presenting to them. I have been working with them for years. My career has been about almost 30 years now. And I have been working together with elected officials almost since day one. I've also worked with a number of the boards in town. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the Capital Area Metropolitan Planning Organization or Capital Metro. I've worked with a lot of those organizations as well, who on their boards, they have elected officials. So in a roundabout way, working with electeds in that manner as well. So I feel like I know the system pretty well, and I know all facets of it. So I think that's really prepared me to jump in, look at the budget, look at the transportation network, look at the variety of things, you know, the courts, the jails. I feel like I have a really good understanding of all that.
And you mentioned like how you thought this community was heading in like a one-way direction. So how will your proposed initiatives benefit the community? Like what are your initiatives and how they help?
Some of my initiatives include obviously transportation, and I'll speak to two in particular. And the first is because of the pandemic we are in, the state of Texas in general is going to have a budget shortfall. So I don't know how that's going to affect some of the transportation decisions we have made. We set aside a couple hundred, many hundreds of millions of dollars for I-35 improvements. If that were somehow to get pushed for future years, we as the community need to be prepared to reallocate those funds in a timely fashion, and that's through the Capital Area Metropolitan Planning Organization. And so that initiatives of let's move our county roadway projects to the top, make sure they get funded. That's one of the roadway initiatives or transportation initiatives. The second is a regional transportation plan. And I'm not sure how familiar you all are with Capital Metro's Project Connect, but it truly is just the city of Austin. While I want to, the hopes are to benefit the 5-county region, it's limited because Capital Metro can only service a certain part of the community. I would like all the counties, all the municipalities within the counties to sit down with the state of Texas and really figure out how we can address regional transportation needs. And that's not just let's build roads or let's just put buses. That's an entirety. How do we deal with this? We have Apple, we have Tesla, we have VBRO. We have a lot of big corporations that while they're the initial ideas were they were going to bring in thousands of employees. After COVID, some of that may change. We're not really sure. I'm sure you all have seen the national news where Facebook and Twitter, they're all rethinking this work from a headquarters, so to speak. They're all rethinking how that's going to look. So there may be some opportunities to really revisit that. Some of my other policies include public safety, and the city of Austin. They did some homeless initiatives that have exacerbated the homeless crisis. And I won't say they have created it. I think what they've done is they've shown us we have a problem, and we really need to work with some public-private partnerships, what Alan Graham has done out at Community First, what Walter Moreau has done at Foundation Communities. We really need to look at some public-private partnerships and how best to address the causes of these problems, not just throw, put people in hotel rooms and say, okay, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. But no, we need to address the problems that are causing these issues. Those are probably two of my biggest initiatives, just with public safety and transportation. Affordability, we can talk that till we're all blue in the face. We all have different ideas about that. And, one of them is Project Connect. Again, I have a problem with that and the taxing. It doesn't affect y'all really out in Westlake, but it does impact the city of Austin residents.
Thank you for giving us a detailed look at those specific initiatives. We'd also like to learn a little bit more about your campaigning experience. So what has been the most difficult part of running for office, would you say?
That is a double-edged sword because it's very different when we're not in COVID versus when we are in COVID. The difficulty is just, I would have to say it's the general, raising the funds, going out and trying to figure out how to meet people, especially right now. I am knocking on doors, I'm making phone calls, I'm doing everything normal, but if people are just, it's hard to get to talk to people. Yeah, you can you step back 10 feet and you're talking to them, across a porch or something, but to really get to have those intimate conversations, that's probably the hardest thing. And that's again why I said I'll give anybody my cell phone and I'll answer any emails or Facebooks. I'm more than happy to visit with anybody. That is probably the biggest thing, especially with COVID. Now, when it's a non-COVID, it's always it's raising the money because you want to get on television and you want to do so many things, and it all just, you have to have the money to do it.
I have a question. Is this your first time running for a position?
Back in 2014, when the city of Austin went to the 10-1 council districts, I ran for city council back in Austin. That was not Republican or Democrat, independent. You didn't have a party affiliation, so everyone just ran together. This is my first time to run under a particular party.
How is it? Has the campaigning been any different? Or?
It was different because back under 10-1, in 2014, I think there were 65 candidates. So it was just a huge, granted, that was 11 positions, but still 65 candidates, everyone's trying to vie for time. So yeah, it's very different. In this case, you have the primaries, and I didn't have a primary opponent, so I came through the primaries. So what you're going to see on the ballot are just, very few people under each position. So it's different in that way.
What's one key takeaway from campaigning that you'd like to share with us?
Oh, that's a hard one because there's been so many. Golly, the key takeaway is have fun. Have fun, learn as much as you can. You're gonna have people that hang up on you. You're gonna have doors, shut on you, but it's so much fun to listen and to learn and to truly understand the community. I don't think before all of this, I thought I had a good understanding, and now so many people have come out and asked specific questions and specific issues that it's really made me dig and find those answers. I had somebody ask me a library question, and I know City of Austin libraries, but I didn't know the specifics on how you can and can't have a library card. And learning that was just amazing to really have that understanding of our community. And meeting the people, I can't tell you, that's just been fabulous. Even though all these meetings are through Zoom now, it's really, really fun to talk to everybody.
Yeah, it's been awesome hearing you talk about your campaign process. It honestly gives me just so much confidence for anyone else who might be running out there. Your campaigning is almost over, I guess, as we get closer to the date. If elected, what are you just most excited for, passionate for going into office?
My passion probably lies in working for the people, and that's everybody, whether you're Republican, Democrat, independent, non-voter, everyone from itty bitty to in a nursing home. It's everybody. And it's really, and I will say this again, it's listening and learning. I have my ideas and I have my thoughts and opinions, but my opinion is not the right one. And I have a saying, there's three sides. There's yours, there's mine, and there's the right, there's in the middle. And that's what I want to get to, is I want to listen to everybody and then do what's best for the community. And I know that sounds, my mother had a word, she called it Pollyannish. Just everyone wants to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. But I truly believe that once we get beyond this election, I think the real work of rolling up our sleeves and reaching across and saying, how can we make it better? I think that's going to be exciting, because that's when all the ideas are going to coalesce and create new ideas for the community. How do we move forward?
Excellent. Finally, we have one more question for you. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our students before we conclude our interview?
I would just say, again, like I answered one of your questions, read as much as you can, listen and learn. Form your own opinions. It doesn't matter what someone says over here or someone says over here. You want to know, you form your opinion. You call that candidate. You ask that candidate. You hold their feet to the fire. If they say something you don't like, you call them on it. And that's what I would hope people will do. You don't just say, oh, that's okay, we'll let it go, or you become active and engaged. And I'm not saying you you don't have to be mean or rude by all means. It's just you want to listen and learn. And I just enjoy the process, become involved. Y'all have all done it through your school, so you campaign before, you know what you're in for. It's an awesome opportunity.
Thank you so much.
As I say, if y'all have any other questions for me, ask away. I'm more than happy to talk about drill team days at Austin High, or I'm an open book, and like I said, I will send my contact information to Ms. Churchill, and please feel free to give it to anybody and everybody. Call away, email away. I'm open.
Of course. Oh my gosh, this is so great.
Sure. Thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Bray. We are posting, hopefully we're going to edit your video again. Like we said, we're going to post it on our westsite. When we get that complete, we'll definitely send a link over to you, so you can go check it out. Maybe even tell your people, hey, go look at the Westlake Student Council website. It's got this interview. So we'll definitely let you know more when we finish editing this video.
All right, sounds great. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No, thank y'all. Y'all have a great afternoon. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.